One of the most important things about Fakemink's sound, besides his voice, is his super unique way of using samples. The right sample choice can turn an average sounding beat into one that truly sticks in your head. In today's video, I'll break down how to use samples and turn one of them into a unique Fakemink type beat. On my way to uni, I listened to a song called Tangerine Skies by Marilee and instantly got hooked by the sound of her voice. As soon as I got home, I stamp split the vocals from Tangerine Skies to isolate them from the instrumental. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with the sample yet, but I thought about chopping it up somehow. So I dragged the sample into Logic's Quick Sampler and switched it to slice mode. I set the slice mode to beat and chose a division of 4. After trying to find a good rhythm by playing random patterns on my keyboard, I noticed that the slices were overlapping whenever I played faster combinations. To fix this, I switched the polyphony mode to mono. This way only one slice can play at a time. With that little adjustment, I started experimenting and came up with this idea. Besides this melody, I also found another one. Since I couldn't decide which one sounded better, I decided to use both. Take a listen to the second melody I created from the same sample. This one definitely has a darker tone, but since Fakemink's sound includes both darker and more cheerful melodies, I think it perfectly shows how the same sample can be flipped in completely different ways. Now let's take a look at the processing on each section. For the cheerful sounding part, I started with a bit crusher at 5 kHz and kept the mix knob turned down to make the effect subtle. The bit crusher is followed by some saturation using fresh air and simple EQ to remove the low end. I also added another EQ to get rid of this annoying frequency. Since the sample already had a lot of reverb, I didn't add any more and finished the chain with OTT to get the most out of the sound. For the darker melody, I used pretty much the same effect chain but added a spreader at the end to give it a bit more width. Next, let's move on to the instruments I added to support the vocal sample. For the cheerful section, I laid down some simple chords using a keys preset inside of Triton Extreme. To get that lush tone, I added echo, reverb and another bit crusher afterward. I wanted the chords to sound a bit bigger, so I duplicated the pattern and used a synth layer to thicken things up. Together with the vocal sample, the melody sounds like this. Now we really want to get the beat moving, so let's head to the drum section. I started with a basic clap pattern to build the foundation and then added a plug type snare pattern, which you can hear a lot on Fakemink's tracks. To keep things simple, I only added an accent snare and this weird sounding percussion element. For the darker part of the beat, I also added this moaning sound. It just felt right somehow. Together, the drums sound like this. To make them hit even harder, I grouped all the drum sounds into a drum bass and added some saturation to boost their impact. With the drums and melodies set, all that's left is a heavy 808 and a massive kick to get that distorted low end Fakemink is known for. I used a really low 808 so it wouldn't interfere with the melody and paired it with a standard kick. To make the kick cut through, I sidechained the 808's compressor to the kick so it ducks every time the kick hits. To get even closer to Fakemink's sound, I added a soft clipper on the master chain to get that signature distortion his tracks are filled with. And don't be too subtle here, we really want the speakers to burn with this sound. And one last crucial thing for the Fakemink sound, the vary speed knob. What this does is speed up the entire beat, which also pitches everything up. This is something Fakemink often does after recording his vocals over a normal speed beat, which gives him that unique pitched up vocal tone. I turned the vary speed up by plus 14% and instantly felt the Fakemink energy flowing through me. With that, the beat is finished, or should I say, the beats are finished, since we now have two completely different sounding melodies. I let you decide if it's one or two. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If that's the case, consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.